Good evening, Brother Nasir. It's always a pleasure for you to be in Louisiana, and especially after you did so much work in the Delta. Now we turn our attention to Ghana.
Yes.
And tell us about your mission in Ghana. Give us a little bit about that.
Yes, and what a noble cause, and might I say, I really appreciate this time with you to give some insight and some information on Ghana Missions Project International, and then presently Project Boom Council in Ghana, West Africa, where I was so beautifully installed as the very first development chief in the Selfway region of the western region of Ghana. And it's just been a very beautiful experience, and I stay excited about it because it's all about helping those who cannot help themselves, those who find themselves in an impoverished situation, the destitute villages, the remote villages. And might I say, speaking of the remote villages, where that my heart really lies, because you know, in the remote villages, they don't have the wherewithal of those who may be living in a bigger town or a city, and so their day-to-day existence really is challenged in more ways than one. So my heart really goes out to those residents of the remote villages. And so since I've been going to Ghana since 2000, I've been taking, I started with suitcases full of school supplies and medical supplies, clothes and things of that nature. And then the Almighty put on my heart after, doing that for several journeys there. But then I saw where just a suitcase was just a mere drop in the ocean when it comes to trying to help. It didn't last but a hot moment, you see, and then all the goods were gone. So the Almighty put on my heart and said, well, it's time that you make the provisions to do even more, and ship even more. So 40-foot shipping container came to mind.
And this is a container?
This is a shipping container. And this is how the goods are shipped from America to the continent of Africa. You purchase or rent the container, and it's seaworthy, that is. You can't ship if the container is not seaworthy. Seaworthy means that no leaks and this and that, to get the goods there in proper perspective and proper condition. And then once the container is there and unloaded, then you can utilize the container. You can either sell the container, or you can retain the container, and it can be used for stores, what they call their kiosk, and also people can live in it. You can use it for storage. You can use it to set up various types of shops, wood shops, clothing factories.
I've seen that.
Yes.
I saw that in the gym.
And so the container has a variety of uses. And so, but for those who are viewing, this is what a shipping container looks like. This so happens to be a 20-foot, but there's a 40-foot, and now twice as long. And now they even have containers that's 53 feet.
Really?
As you travel along the highway, you see the tractor trailer says 53.
Yeah.
That means 53 feet of trailer there. So they now have shipping containers that are 53 feet long.
Wow.
And so I'm hoping and praying that one day that we'll be able to move up a little bit and be able to ship a 50.
So in the meantime, Brother Nasir, you fill these containers, you collect all types of items and equipment, and you fill these containers up.
Yes.
So you have 2 ready now?
2 are ready now, and let me share to just bring those who will be viewing this presentation how that all began, and how now it is constructed and how we handle things now. The very beginning, when I journeyed to Ghana, by a good friend of mine. Matter of fact, the brother who invited me on my first journey to Ghana was from Pickens, Mississippi.
Really?
Believe it or not. A brother by the name of William Redden. He was born and raised in Pickens, Mississippi. And so he now resides in Ghana. And so upon his invitation, I took my first trip to Ghana in 2000. And so after that, we saw where that, you can give so much, and then after you exhaust that energy of giving, the person, the recipient, most times began not to appreciate what you have done or what you are doing. And so at some point in time, you have to cut the giving to a degree, to whereas that person will respect you and what you're giving him and respect oneself as well. So we saw in shipping the containers, that we shipped the first container in 2003, full of the same goods that were in the suitcases. And we would just go and just go into the villages and just distribute into the villages. And at the end of the day, yes, that's good, that's noble, but that continued mindset of giving, you tend to hurt the individual, because the individual is always waiting for the handout. He never will take upon himself to do something for himself or herself or for the village improvement. No. So what we see now, after 2005, another shipment, and at that time within the container was a Ford Ranger pickup truck.
Oh, really?
The Almighty, put on my heart, well, you've taken these containers, now you need transportation to distribute and go into the villages and distribute the goods in the village.
So you had a Ford Ranger.